I'm going to suggest we list your home for $1.3 million. $1.3 million? Are you kidding me? Can we at least try it higher? Well, and the moment you go like this, right, look at her, you go, well, what do they say to themselves? They say, aha, he doesn't know either. Or when they start arguing about all their improvements and about the new cabinets that he put in the garage last year. Mine's cabinets in the garage for a guy, I don't know. I put $30,000 in custom cabinets in my workshop in my garage. And I want 50 for it. Right? Isn't that the way they are? Sellers are? Okay? So they want to start arguing with you about this thing, or they want to argue with the comps. If you waver on the price recommendation, the most critical mistake you make is you give up the leverage of certainty. And the moment you're uncertain, you just destroyed the most important asset you have. Because what is the most important question they need answered? Okay? Are you the best to give me the best result? What they need to answer that is absolute certainty. They need to know, I don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They need to know you know what to do. Just like the doctor, if a doctor looks at an x-ray and he says, we're going to have to do some research on this, I'm not sure exactly. He may not know, but he's never in doubt. He's totally confident, totally certain, right? Everybody with me on that? Yes. Okay? So that's why it's okay to be wrong. Because if you're wrong on the price, you can always say, look, the market did not perform up to what we expected. Right? Because where did you get your certainty? From the market, right? You didn't get the certainty of the price from your head, from your skill and expertise. No, it's because you learned you know the market, you learned how to read what the market's telling you, right? That's called a market analysis. Okay? And because you research the market every day, you're able to say with certainty, based on what the market's telling us, this is the price. Everybody got it? Yeah. And if you're absolutely confident and certain, it's the single most important element they need from you. And that's why when they ask you an objection, when they throw out an objection, okay, will you take a 30-day listing? Yes. Okay? Yes. I don't care how you answer it, but you better be certain. You better know the answer. Everybody with me?
Yes.
So will you do it for 4.5%? Okay? Great question. Now, how many of you know Mike Ferry's answer for that?
No.
Who knows the answer? Hey, what's the answer?
No. Next question.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, no. Any other questions? That was drilled into my brain, man. I've been like 7 productivity schools with Mike Ferry. Okay, and I was in one-on-one for years, so it's like, will you reduce your commission? No. Any other questions? Okay. Now, can I tell you what that delivers?
Confidence.
Certainty. Okay. It's just doesn't work very good. Okay, now can you get away with it? Yes. But what does it create? It does not create a lot of good feeling, a lot of good connection. Okay? So are there better ways to say it? Yes, I'm going to give you, we'll get into that. Not today, but anyway, I'll give you some of that stuff. But the most important thing is that you know the answer. Right? Okay, number 4.
No, number 3.
Number 3? Well, that's certainty and confidence. Number 1, learn what to say and how to say it. Number 2, talk to people, don't text them to get decisions. Number 3, communicate with certainty and confidence. Number 4 is get in front of more people who actually want to sell their property. Now, this is not the same as point number 10. What was point number 10? Talk to more people. This is not number 10. These are 2 different things. Get in front of more people who actually want to sell their property. And here's what I mean by that. And I want you to write this down. Stop trying to convince non-motivated people to meet. Stop it. Does that make sense? Stop trying to convince unmotivated people to meet. Well, I know if I can get in front of them with them, I know I can talk them into selling their house. Shut up. You are so full of it, man. I'm just telling you. You're not that good. Now, if you were getting them to buy a car, or getting them to buy a timeshare, or getting them to You know, buy a TV, maybe. I mean, how many of you ever bought a car when you had no intentions of buying a car? Because you can literally buy it that day and drive out, right? Okay, you can go to Costco and they can sell you the new Magic Bullet blender that juices and also cleans your teeth. I mean, it does everything. And they can do the demonstration. They're going like, and we're only going to be here. Today's our last day. Okay, and if they're really good, they can, what the sale? Close the sale, right? Okay. That is not how real estate is done. How many of you agree with what I just said? Does anybody disagree with what I just said? And I'm happy if you disagree with it. I'm just curious. Okay? Stop trying to convince non-motivated people to meet. Okay? Well, you know, you see, you knock on somebody's door and say, hey, we got 3 buyers who are looking to buy in your neighborhood. We don't have any inventory. Are you interested in selling? Absolutely, if I can get my price. Oh, perfect, awesome, great. I got a listing appointment. And now we're going to go and we're going to meet with them and we're going to try to talk them into, and they're like, hey, look, if I can't get 1.7, I'm not selling. Okay, now you know that house on a good day with multiple offers is 1.2. Okay, I want my price. Okay, what should you stop doing as soon as you know they will not go below 1.7? Okay, now I want to make a clear distinction here. Stop trying to get a listing. Now, I did not say stop talking to them. Okay? Now, for all of you that know me, especially if you watch my YouTube videos, my background is very much Mike Ferry. And Mike Ferry's always approach was, if they're not going to buy or sell from a house, throw them in the trash can. Okay? Now, if they got a $1.2 million house, I just want to have a relationship so the day comes when they do want to sell it, I want to be their go-to guy, right? Right. Okay? So I'm not looking for now or never. I'm looking for now or future. Everybody with me?
Yes.
So I'm not saying don't talk to them. I'm saying stop trying to convince them to meet and trying to convince them to do something. If you want to get more appointments that will get you more listings, get in front of more people who actually want to sell their property. So stop spending hours and hours and hours out showing buyers who want to buy but aren't going to buy. And stop trying to convince non-motivated sellers to let you come out and meet with them. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay? Now you can do that. It's just going to take you out of productivity. Okay? Because you don't have time to prospect because you're too busy trying to get non-motivated people to do something.
Right.
Can I tell you the best kind of listing to take? The expired listing where you call them at 8:15 in the morning, it's your very first call of the day, and they say, crap, it expired, I've been waiting for that day to happen, I need to sell, when can you come out? Okay? You know what? I'll be out, I can come out about 3 o'clock. Will that work for you? Great, I'll be there, I'll meet you at 3 o'clock. I pre-qualify him. I don't have time to send him a pre-listing packet or anything. I do the CMA, go out and meet him at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock we sign the listing agreement, 5 o'clock I put a sign in his yard, 8 o'clock tomorrow I'm presenting offers. Okay, how many of you have ever had a listing like that? Okay, no, seriously, how many of you have had a listing like that? Raise your hand. If you've had a listing like that, that's it? No, I didn't say recently, I mean ever have had a listing like that. Okay, so here's the thing, you're not talking to people. Because does that happen a lot? No. But here's the thing. Whenever that happens, why did it happen? Skill had nothing to do with it. I called them at the right time, the right moment, and boom, 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 boom. And it's like, and guess what your commission is on that? The same thing. It's the same as the one that you have to beat your head against a brick for 6 months to get the listing. The difference is I got a motivated person that I talked to, I had confidence, I established value, I went out and boom, boom, and it goes smooth. Now, if you're busy trying to convince unmotivated people to do something, guess what you're going to miss? Those. The reason you get those is because you talk to enough people to find the few. Okay, and they're the ones that make real estate. They're the ones that make up for the short sales that you beat your, that you had to beat yourself up with from 10 months. And then it's like, I did not get paid enough for that one. Okay, that's what makes up for it. But if you're spending all your time trying to get non-motivated people to do it, now why do we spend all our time with non-motivated people? Because they don't reject us, right?
That seems Christine.
We don't have any, well, that's the whole point. What do you, if you don't have motivated people to talk to you, what do you do? I gotta go talk to more people to find them, and what can I possibly get if I talk to more people? Rejection. How many of you love rejection? How many of you don't like rejection? How many of you are not going to raise your hand no matter what? And when a third of you that is just like, can I tell you guys why I call force the response? I make you talk to me? Can I tell you why? Everybody say yes.
Yes.
Okay. You learn faster. Okay? There's a book you should read called Brain Rules. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this, but I just thought of this. People go like, how come you always make them do that? Because you retain better when you engage, you learn it better. Okay? So everybody say, I learn it better when I repeat it. Okay? You do, so I don't do this because it's fun for me or entertaining for me or anything like that. I do it because you learn faster when you're engaged. So it's called demand the response in training. Okay, so I demand the response. So I'm going to teach you, one of the things I teach the agents that I coach is in a listing presentation, if you're not engaging them and getting them to talk to you, you're not going to get the listing. Okay? If they disengage, and guess how long it takes a seller to disengage in a listing presentation? Everybody go like this. That fast. Because they're not interested in talking to you. Have you guys noticed that? I mean, sellers don't want you. They don't want to meet with you. They don't want to talk to you. They just want to sell their house. Right? I mean, if you have a toothache, you want a dentist? Yes or no? No, I don't want a dentist. I want my tooth to stop hurting. So where do we go? To the dentist. They don't want you. They need you. Okay? So when you're there in a listing presentation, they don't want a listing presentation. They want to move. Okay, but they got to sell their house to move where they want to go. So understand that. So if you're not engaging them, they're gone. And it's hard to lead somebody to a decision when they're not with you. Everybody got it? Yes. Say yes? Yes. All right, so get in front of people and all that. Okay, cool. Number 5, if you want to convert more appointments, get consistent and systematized in your lead follow-up. Get consistent and systematized in your lead follow-up. Okay. I want to keep this real simple because I got too much. So here's what Julie told me today. Everybody keep writing. Get consistent and systematized in your lead follow-up. Julie told me today we listened to that speaker at our office, and she said he tried to give too much information in too short a period of time. So I'm just going to get it real simple here. Is everybody okay with that? Yes. Okay. Because I don't want to give you, I've got so much content, I realize this is not 90 minutes of content. So we're on number 5, and we got like 28 minutes to go. So I'm not going to try to cram everything in this. Okay, I will give you guys some options on that beyond here, but I want to talk about lead follow-up. What percentage of appointments in real estate are set during lead follow-up? Anybody have a guess? 75%? Okay. It is well over 70%. So I would say 75% would probably be about right. That means when you have a first conversation with a prospective seller, what percentage of the time can you actually expect to get an appointment on the first conversation? 5%. Okay? 25%. Okay, 75% of appointments are set during lead follow-up. Okay, now that has nothing to do with people that you talk to that are ever going to an appointment. This is talking about people that actually are going to set an appointment with you, that over 75% of the time it happens not in the initial conversation. So what all of a sudden, where does 3/4 of your business come from? Follow-up. Lead follow-up. So if you're not consistent and doing great in your lead follow-up, 3/4 of your prospecting is a waste of time. Does anybody here enjoy prospecting enough that if you waste 3/4 of it, you're okay with that? Okay? So if you want to get more appointments, you've got to understand however much we can get you to prospect, which is one of the biggest challenges, right? Would everybody agree that's your #1 challenge in making more money? Yes. Not that I don't prospect enough? Okay? But if you do it, for every minute of prospecting you do, 3/4 of it is wasted if you're not doing good for lead follow-up. So how many of you, if you've been selling real estate for a while, how many of you have ever called a buyer or seller that you had talked to previously, and the day you called them was the day after they had already signed up with another agent? How many's ever done that? What did you want to do at that moment in time? Just end it. It's so painful. Okay? It is. Why? Because I couldn't, and literally they'll tell you, I wanted to meet with you, but I could not find your card. Or you told me you were going to call me back. And you're just like, I'm so sorry.
And you're not mad at them, you're mad at yourself.
You're mad at yourself. It's not their fault.
Exactly.
Okay? All right, so what do you got to do? Get consistent in your lead follow-up. So would everybody like a very surefire, 100% non-fail lead follow-up system that will never drop another lead?
Yes.
If you'd like it, raise your hand. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go counter KW technology. Okay? I am a huge fan of the Edge. I'm a huge fan of all the automated stuff and so forth. But when it comes to lead follow-up, technology lets too many people down. Now I'm going to say this. If you are using technology for your lead follow-up system and it's working for you, hooray. Don't stop using it. If it's working, use it. What I'm going to give you is a very simple strategy for lead follow-up that will work every time. It's going to take most of the rest of our time here, but it's so important. Everybody wants this would have value to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And even if you're using something that's already working, I think you'll still get some stuff and learn some stuff from this. Who right now feels like you've got a lead follow-up system that really works for you perfectly? It would be no surprise to me that Frank would raise his hand. Seriously, I mean that's why you have business. Okay. Okay. So watch this. Here's what your lead follow-up system can consist of. 3 folders. Okay. 3 folders. Folder number 1. Hot leads. Folder number 2. Warm leads. Folder number 3. Appointments. Now, I am assuming you prospect. You talk to people. You get a lead. Now, when you're prospecting, can I assume that you guys prospect? Yes. Okay, good. So you're prospecting. So this is the scenario as I see it. You're standing at your prospecting station, and here's how the prospecting station looks. Okay? You have your phone, right-handed, left-handed, you get your phone. So if you're right-handed, I'm going to assume you probably have your phone over here. Okay? You've got your contacts you're going to talk to here in front of you. Okay? Or you have it on your computer. Either way is fine. They're right here in front of you. Your scripts are here, posted on the wall. You're standing up. Okay? Now, as I'm prospecting, what am I expecting to get with every conversation? Always expect an appointment. Every conversation, you're my next appointment, you're my next appointment, you're my next appointment. Now, I know this. The fact is that what am I going to get more of in prospecting? Leads or appointments?
Leads.
I'm going to get more leads than appointments, right? So now, what happens when I get a lead or when I get an appointment? What do I do? So what you want to have on your desk, on your prospecting station, is you want to have one of those vertical stand-up file holders that holds files. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it needs to have 4 folders in it. There's a couple ways to do this, but I'm going to give you 4 folders. Folder number 1, hot leads. Folder number 2, warm leads. Folder number 3, appointments. And folder number 4 has your seller sheets and your buyer sheets in it. They're your lead sheets. So that when you're talking to somebody, and what I do is instead of having them in the folder when I'm talking, is I actually have them sitting right here next to my sheet. So as soon as I get a conversation going with a for sale by owner or with a lead, that somebody's a referral or an expired, that I'm immediately taking notes on the seller sheet about their situation. So now my seller sheet is a lead sheet. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Okay? So now I'm writing that down. Now, I get off the phone with them, I got an appointment. Where does that sheet go? Boom, right in the appointment folder. How much time did I lose in prospecting?
Nothing.
Nothing. Now when I'm done with prospecting, where do I go to find my appointments? Hey, in the appointment folder, right? Okay. Now I'm talking to this guy. I can't get him to set an appointment. Okay, can't get the appointment, but I know I need to call him back in the next couple of days. Okay. Warm lead or hot lead?
Warm.
Hot lead, baby. I'm talking to him this week, right? This is somebody who can make a decision anytime. So what do? I hang up. I've got my notes here. Boom. Put it in the hot lead folder. Everybody got it? Now I talk to somebody else and they're like, yeah, we're taking our house off the market. We're probably going to wait 4 or 5 months, whatever, 3 or 4 months, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it's going to be. Okay? But it's not going to be anything now. Now there's going to be 2 ways you're going to go with this. They're going to either be a warm lead or they're going to be a future lead. Okay? Now here's my rule. If I need to have a conversation with them within the next week, in the next week or less, how would that be like? In a week or less, that's the greater than, less than sign. So in less than a week, I need to have a conversation with them. They are a hot lead. That means today, what is today, Wednesday? So if I need to call them before next Wednesday, they're going in my hot lead folder. Everybody got that? Okay? Now if I don't need to call them back for longer than a week, but it's less than 30 days, they're a warm lead. So this is going to be 30 days. That's a warm lead. And that's somebody that could make a decision I can get an appointment with in the next 30 days. That is a warm lead. Okay, we're taking our house off the market for a while. Maybe it's expired. We're taking our house off the market for a while. Give us a couple of weeks. Get back with us. Okay, now just a quick rule of thumb. If they say, give us a couple of weeks, when should you call them back? 1 week. Okay, whatever the time frame they say, don't argue with them. Concede it, accept it, say absolutely no problem. And then you cut it in half. Okay, call me back. So you talk to your for sale by owner, today's Wednesday, and they say, call me back on Monday. You know, we got our newspaper ad running through the weekend, we got open house this weekend, call me next Monday. Okay, great. So what am I going to do? I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to call them on Friday and say, hey, I'm just getting ready to jet out for the weekend, just wanted to touch base with you and see how things are going, if you had any questions, need anything. So you still got the open house going, great. You got any offers yet? Okay, awesome. I'll talk to you on Monday. Make sense? Lead follow-up. And then based on what they tell me, I may go for an appointment or not. But either way, I'm touching base with them, and that would be one of my hot leads, because I knew I needed to talk to them in less than a week. Everybody got it?
Right.
But somebody says, call me in 2 weeks, boom, I'm going to call them in a week. So now, that's going to be somebody that's probably going to go in my warm lead folder. Now here's how the warm lead works. And this is where that could go in your hot lead. A week is right on the bubble, so I'll show you how it works. Warm lead. These hot leads, now the next thing is how often do I look at my hot leads? Hot lead folder, you look at every lead every day. So everybody just write down every lead every day. You look at every single lead every day. Guess what? If you got somebody that you need to talk to in less than a week and you're looking at their name every single day, how many leads are you going to miss?
No.
Never. Okay? Well, yeah, but I get so busy. Well, that's part of your problem. If you talk about what Gary Keller talks about, your one thing that you can't miss is your lead follow-up. Okay? What are the three, from the MRAA, what are the 3 keys to a big business? Listings, leverage, and leads. Everybody say leads. Leads, okay. Now getting a lead is useless if you don't follow up with the lead, right? So if I have a folder in every day during my lead follow-up time, so guess what? When should lead follow-up time be?
In the morning. Or in the evening.
It should be every day.
Okay.
Okay, I don't care when it is, it should be in your schedule and it should be every day. If you're going to do lead follow-up, if you don't schedule it, it doesn't exist. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
So put it in the schedule. So when should you do it? Probably right after prospecting. Okay? Now I'll give you another twist. Some people do it right before prospecting. Why? They know their first few calls are probably going to be better. Higher chance of getting an appointment. And if I get an appointment first thing in the morning, what does that give me for the rest of the day? It gives me momentum. It gets me going fast. So lead follow-up first thing in the day is a pretty cool idea. Okay? The key is you got to do it every single day. Okay? Now I'm going to look at every single one of these. Now what else will that keep me from doing in this hot lead folder? It'll keep me from leaving crappy leads in there. If you got somebody in there that you look at them and you're like, I don't need to call these people, they're going to waste my time, or I don't like them, or they don't like me, or whatever, then get rid of them. Okay? If you don't get excited and intense about your hot leads, they're not hot leads. Right? So this should never have probably more than, if you have 10 hot leads in your folder at any one time, you are a freaking rock star. Okay? Because what is a hot lead? It's somebody that could literally, that you know could set an appointment anytime within the next 7 days. Okay? So here's how it works. I call this person, I talk to them, and they say, call me on Monday. Okay, good, I'm going to call them on Friday. Now, here's the thing. I'm talking to them. Here, my assessment has to be, this is somebody who could set an appointment to actually list their property within the next 7 days. So how often do I want to be looking at their name? Every day. How often do I want to be calling them? It depends, but I want to see their name every day, and on them, when I talk to them, I put the date on it at the top I'm going to call them. So if this is your seller sheet, and this is the way I do it, I have my seller sheet, and then I have a line at the top that this is going to be a log of my conversations with them. So the first day I called them, I put today's the 19th, right? 6/19, I call them. If they answer the phone, I circle it, because that tells me I talked to that person that day. Okay? Now here's what I'm going to do. The next call is going to be on Friday. What day is that? 21st. So I write the 21st right there. Now, the next day I'm going to look at that lead. It's in my hot lead, so I'm going to look at it. So tomorrow's the 20th. What am I going to do on that day? Nothing. I'm just going to flip it over and go on to the next lead, right? But I saw them that day. And when the 21st comes, I see it. What am I going to do? I'm going to call them. If they don't answer it, I mark through it. That tells me I called. Okay? If I leave a message, I'm just going to put left a message. Everybody got it? So let's say I called them, they didn't answer 21st. So now they're still a hot lead. Yes, so now I'm going to call them Saturday or Monday, whichever, if you're working the next day. So next day I'm going to call them, so I just put down 24th, which would be Monday. Right? I call them again, boom, got them. I know exactly how many conversations I've had with somebody. I know when I've called them and everything. Now let's say that I'm supposed to call them on the 20th. Today's the 19th. I'm supposed to call them on Monday. That's my next day I call them. So on the 20th, what am I going to do? Am I going to see their lead sheet? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm going to see it. What am I going to do with it? Flip it over. Now Friday comes along. I'm going through my leads. There they are. I'm supposed to call them on Monday. And my gut says, I should call them today. What should you do? Call them today. They're in my mind, and every hot lead is in my mind. You'll never miss one ever in your life. Now, who's my warm lead? Somebody that I don't need to call for at least a week or so. Now, here's what you do with your warm leads. Every Monday, assuming you're working on Monday, whatever your first work day of the week is, every Monday is your warm lead day. These are the people that I know when I talked to them last time, they're probably within 30 days of making a decision. I don't need to talk to them every day. I don't need to talk to them for at least a week or so, or till at least after Monday or later. So they're going in my warm lead folder. Every Monday, guess how many of these people in this folder I go through? All of them, right? Now, does that mean I call all of them? Maybe not. If one says, call me back in 30 days, when am I going to call them back? Typically, I'm going to call them back in 2 weeks. They say 4 weeks, I'm going to call them in 2. Okay? So, next Monday, I'm going through, I see them, what do I do? Nothing. I just flip through them, and I know the next Monday, I'm going to see their name again. Everybody with me? Okay? And so I move them. Now let's say I've got somebody, they've been on a 2-week list, so I'm not supposed to call them until, what is today? The 20th? So, whatever today is. So Monday's going to be the 24th, is that right? Monday's the 24th. So if I have an appointment, they're going to be out of town in Europe, and they get back on the 25th, I'm supposed to call them the 26th. So Monday, they're in my warm lead sheet, because it's still over a week out. Monday, I look at them, and I'm supposed to call them now on Wednesday. What do I do with that sheet? I move it. Beautiful, brilliant. Coral, you're a genius. I move it from the warm folder to the hot folder. Because when am I going to look at that one again? Every day. So now I'm moving them on Monday. Everybody's either going to get deferred till the next week. I'm going to call them that day. Or I'm going to move them to the hot folder because I'm supposed to call them now within the next week. Everybody got me? Okay? And then when I set an appointment with them, where do they go? Into the appointment folder. Now, as I'm prospecting, when I get a hot lead, warm lead, or an appointment, I'm just putting them in their folder. I don't have to mess with those ever during prospecting time. When lead follow-up comes up, boom, grab the hot lead folder, I'm going through it. Okay? Now I'm getting out, every day I'm looking at my appointments, and what am I doing? I got this appointment, I need to pre-qualify it, I call them, pre-qualify them, now I'm going to be doing a market analysis. They come out of the appointment folder and they get their own property folder now. So now, 123 Beach Drive now has its own folder, and it's going to go right there behind my appointment folder, all right here. So right here are my hot leads, warm leads, appointments, pre-qualified appointments, and just set appointments. So when I get ready to do my listing, send out a pre-listing packet, or if you have an assistant and they're doing it, they know exactly where to grab your appointment folder to take care of all your pre-listing packet and everything else. Everybody got it? Okay? Now, can I tell you why that's better than the tickler file system? How many of you have ever used a 31-day tickler file? Okay, about a third of you. Okay, can I tell you why it didn't work? How many of you did it work great for? Isn't that amazing? Nobody uses a tickler file anymore. Why didn't it work great? Because you didn't look at it 31 days of the month. And I set those up, and then I would go like, well, I forgot that the 15th is on a Sunday. So Monday's the 16th, so I'm looking at the 16th. And a month later, when the 15th is on a Thursday, I pull out the 15th, and it's like, 15th of May. Oh, crap. And then I call them, and they say, we just listed with somebody else last night. Okay? You didn't have a system that captured everything. Okay? The same thing happens if you set it up on reminders with technology. It's just scary to me because it's so many things can take you off track and it falls through the cracks. This keeps the hot leads. I'm looking at them every day. They're in my mind every single day.
What if you put the leads that are more than, coming for 2 months?
Oh, great question. So what if they are over 30 days out?
Yeah.
Everybody write this down. 30 days or more is not a lead.
It's just contact.
Okay? It's more than a contact. Okay? It is a contact, but it's more than a contact. 30 days or more out is a future lead. Now the question is, what do you do with the future lead?
Another 4.
Okay, now here's what I teach. Okay, this is the system that I teach. You have a lead follow-up system, and then you have a personal circle system, which is your database, your center of influence, your sphere of influence, your METs, whatever you want to call it. And what does Gary Keller teach you to do with your METs? What kind of program?
8 by 8, 33.
8 by 8 and a 33 touch. Okay? Now, here's what I teach. I teach you to have an A team, a B team, and a C team. Let me give this real quick because all I want you to relate this to is how it relates to lead follow-up. Your A team are what I think it's Gary Keller, it's MREA, that calls it your core advocates, otherwise known as your raving fans. This is the people that bring you business. How often should you talk to those people? Okay? Every month. These are people that they should be on your 33 touch, but 12 of those touches should be conversations. So future leads are going to go on my A team. A team people are either core advocates that they're the ones when you talk to them, they're always saying, I'm looking, or I've got somebody for you, or I'll call you when I got somebody, and they're actually giving you referrals. That's your A team. It's also future leads are your A team. So somebody that they're saving up, as soon as they can get their credit ready and get the money down, they're going to buy a house. So as soon as the kids graduate, or as soon as he retires in September the 30th, they're going to put their home on the market. It's not a lead, it's a future lead. So if you're talking to them every month, and you're in your personal circle system, and you're talking to them every month, what's going to happen? You maintain TOMA. What is TOMA? Top of mind awareness. T-O-M-A, top of mind awareness. You maintain TOMA for them. You stay in the top of their mind. And number 2 is you get closer. Okay? Hey, it's Kevin Ward over at Keller Williams. How's it going? Great. Hey, just wanted to touch base with you. And I know you guys were planning on putting the house on the market at the end of September. I just want to touch base, see if you're still on track with that time frame. Absolutely. Great. Is there anything you guys need right now? Anything I can help you with? No, we're cool. Great. So, by the way, who do you know right now who do you know that's looking to buy or sell real estate right now? That's my personal circle A team. And they are a future lead. Right? So how often am I talking to them? Every month. Now, why do I tell you not to call them a lead? Because it's deceptive. If you call them a lead when they're not, you get into your mind, I've got all these leads. And a future lead, over 30 days out, there are too many things that can happen to make buyers not buy and sellers not sell. Everybody understand? And so I want my mind, my radar to be focused on business, getting business now. And on people that aren't immediate business, they're relationships. Got it? There's business and there's relationships. Relationships are all future sources of business. Leads are immediate sources of business. And that's people that can become business for me within the next 30 days or less. Does anybody have any questions on that? Is that helpful for you guys?
Yes.
Okay? Now, what do? Implement it. This is my lead folder. I use plastic. Plastic ones last longer. I don't even know where I got it. But anyway, they're Smeed folders. You can get them on, but they're plastic, and I just have it. I took a Sharpie marker and write black, hot, warm, appointment, and APT and appointments. That's what they, and they're just that simple, and they set up there. Okay, and then you have another one that has all my seller sheets. So when I get ready to prospect, pull a stack of seller sheets out, my buyer sheet from the bottom just in case, and that's how you prospect. Okay? Is that helpful, yes or no?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, so we have 6 minutes to go, so let me see what else I can give you guys. Did I tell you guys about the 3 magic words last time?
No.
Yeah, I got it.
What are the 3 magic words?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh,
and yes, right? So let's do this. Let's wrap it up with this. These are my 10 hottest objection handlers, and I want everybody to turn to objection handler number 1. And I hope we have enough for everybody. Thank you for your patience. And once you take those,
Another one?
okay. Oh crap, we're gonna be short. Okay. All right. So, for those of you that don't have one, seriously, we need to share. Can you guys in the back kind of partner up? We will get copies for everybody. So I want everybody to look at number 1. Let's just look at number 1. And I'm going to show you how the 3 magic words work. Okay, do you guys have enough? Everybody here? You. Okay, so now I gave away my copy, so I have no copy. So we'll see if I can go from memory. I got this. Here. It's cool. I got it.
He's the master.
All right. I practiced these a few times so I can get out of my head and into their head. Okay, why do you want to internalize scripts? So I can stop thinking about what I'm going to say next and I can listen. Everybody got it? So what does a script help me do? A script helps me know the right questions to ask to lead to a decision. Or to clarify that this is somebody I don't need to meet with. Everybody got it? But if I don't know what to say next, guess what I'm going to say? The stupid stuff that ends up getting off the phone and you got no appointment. Right? I mean, it's just, it's kind of like, hello. So, 3 magic words. Okay? I'm just going to show you how the 3 magic words work with this. Now, this isn't expired or canceled or somebody that, it may be a referral. Somebody says, hey, my friend is thinking about selling their house, and they say, well, you know what, we decided to wait for a while, or whatever. So the objection is, we're taking our house off the market for a while, we decided to wait, so forth. Now, the first thing I want to communicate to them is what?
It's okay.
It's okay. I want to communicate to them, I hear you. How do you communicate, I hear you? Okay, here's the strategy. Everybody write down repeat and affirm. If you want to communicate, I hear you, you repeat and affirm. Ah, so right now you're thinking of just taking the house off the market. Excellent. Now, is that what I was hoping they would say? No, I want business. Come on, please. But stop trying to convince unmotivated people to meet, right? So if they're unmotivated, I'm cool with that. So be cool with that. Oh, so right now you're just kind of taking a break. Got it. Well, that makes, you know, oh, right now we're so exhausted. My wife is just, she is worn out with keeping the house clean and showing it, and we just need some time to take a break. Got it. So right now you guys are just exhausted, need a break. That makes total sense to me. So let me ask you this. If the house had sold, where were you guys thinking about going next? Now, here's the change. I concede by repeating and affirming. I concede they're taking the house off the market. So everybody write out, if you want to just make a little note to yourself, just write out curiosity. Curious. Don't say I'm curious. Sound curious. Okay? 7% is the words here. So if you had, because watch this. Everybody look down, don't look at me. If you had sold the house, where were you planning to go next?
Wow. You're nervous.
Florida, huh? How do you feel about me right now? How do you like me now? I don't ever want to talk to you again. I feel like you're interrogating me, right? Oh, so you guys are just kind of taking off market for a while. That makes sense. So if the house had sold, where were you thinking about going next? Oh, our plans, we retired a couple years ago and all our kids are back in Florida and where we're from originally, we're just going to head back to Florida. Oh, that's exciting. So back to Florida, that's exciting. So it sounds like you guys are still planning to go to Florida at some point, correct?
Correct.
And their answer is going to be?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. Great. And so when you do make the move, I assume you are going to sell the house at that point, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Great. So this is kind of a matter of whether to do it now or at some point in the future, right?
Right.
Okay, great. So let me ask this. Now it's just kind of like, just a little exploratory, I'm just kind of tossing this out there. So, I know you guys are kind of exhausted from having it on the market for 6 months. I would be too. So if it were possible for you guys to get the house sold now and get to Florida sooner rather than later, is that something that you and your wife would still be excited about? Yeah, I mean, we would, but we're just tired right now. Well, you know what, and I certainly understand that. So let me ask, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just set up a time to get together and just take a look at the options and just see what it would take to actually get you to Florida now rather than waiting a long time. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, I guess we can do that. Now, this is the 3 magic words. I asked them questions based on what they told me and their motivation that said, yes, we are definitely selling at some point. The Greens, Florida. Okay? Somebody says, the reason we're selling is my wife's been having some medical problems and our 2-story home is just too much trouble to go up and down the stairs, so we're going to be going from a 2-story to a single story. But right now, it's just, we haven't got the money we wanted on it, so we're just going to wait. Now, do I have a motivation, yes or no? Yes. Now, are they definitely going to sell their house now? I don't know yet. They're frustrated, they're tired, whatever it is, but I know at some point, so it sounds like at some point you guys are definitely going to be making a move to get to a single story just to simplify your life, right? Awesome. And then I can start asking questions now based on that. And when you do that, I assume you are going to be selling the property, is that correct? Oh yeah, we're definitely going to sell it. So it's just kind of a matter of whether to do it now or at some point in the future. Now, can I show you guys a real quick little NLP technique we just threw in there? Do it now. So it's just a matter of whether you're going to do it now or at some point in the future, right? And that's called an embedded command. Do it now. Is that something you'd be excited about? What's the embedded command? Be excited. Okay? Those are embedded commands. But the whole thing is I'm leading them through a process of saying yes, saying yes, saying yes. Why? How did I do that? How does that technique work?
Awesome.
Well, here's why it worked. Because I listened. And now I'm asking questions that's telling them what?
Care.
Yeah, I'm asking them questions about what they want.
Right.
I'm not saying, so if we brought a cash buyer, you wouldn't sell it? If I could guarantee I could sell it in 30 days, would you list with me? And all those words these are what we call negative triggers. Sell it, list with me, all those are negative. Those are pain words to them. They're like, oh, I don't want to list again. Sell it, oh, that's painful. Put it on the market, oh. Okay? I mean, those are pain for them. Stop thinking from your perspective and start thinking from their perspective. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Tell Jackie if you'd like for me to come back,
Yes, please.
and I'll teach you more. Has this been helpful, everybody?
Yes.
You guys, you've been awesome. I appreciate so much your time, your attention. I would like to everybody give yourselves a big hand for I want to respect your time. So it's 4:03. We're done. What I'm going to do now is stick around for questions, because some of you probably have some questions, and I want to honor that and be happy to answer questions. So who has questions? And seriously, if you need to go, get up, go. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck here. Questions?
We did only get 5 out of the 9, is that correct?
That's right. And that was just, that's all I had time. Okay, here, guys, let me give you the deal. I'll do this. Thanks, Frank. Here's the deal.
It's like the 20 minutes in the beginning.
Kevin at yesmasters.com. Oh, you know what? Or you can do Kevin at kevinnow.com. I don't care. Email me. Here's the deal. If you'll email me, I'll send you all 9 points with all the notes. Okay? Now, all those notes aren't going to tell you everything I just taught you. Everybody get that? So I'm happy to come back and teach you the rest.
Because the rest is tonality and body language.
Yeah, I mean, I actually will work with you on technique and internalizing and so forth. Okay, so who has questions? Sue, did you have a question?
Oh, no.
That answers the question? All right.
So do you use?
I have a question.
Hi, Coral, yes.
Okay, so obviously there's quite a bit as far as learning the techniques and practice. What would you suggest in order to get people to understand how to use them?
How to understand how to use them. Well, number one, practice every day. Number two, get a coach. Get a coach. Okay.
Coach in listening to you as far
Well,
as
get a coach to
practicing?
teach you what to say and how to say it. I mean, it's one of those things that people that perform at high levels, they all have coaches. Okay. The only reason real estate agents don't have coaches is because they perform at low levels, and that's the standard. That's the industry standard. The industry standard is winging it, and our reputation in the community is the proof of that. Okay.
Are you personally available for coaching?
I'm personally available for coaching. I'm talking to Jackie about being the productivity coach here. That is not one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. You can go to kevinnow.com and look at coaching and look at my coaching programs. Or Kevin Now, it's on your script here.
Okay.
And you can look at the coaching programs. I do group